Hello everyone, today we are exploring 3 true disturbing hotel room horror stories that will make you think twice before booking that staycation. So grab your blankets, turn off the lights, and brace yourself for a bone-chilling journey into the world of haunted hotels, vengeful spirits, and secrets that refuse to stay buried. Before starting these horror stories, please like this video, tell us in the comments which story you liked, and subscribe our YouTube channel for more horror stories. Story number 1. The humid San Diego air clung to Charles Martin like a damp shroud as he stepped off the plane, his wife Sarah trailing behind with weary eyes. Their business trip had been hellish, and this weekend getaway at the opulent Sunstone Hotel was supposed to be their balm. Yet, as they entered the dimly lit lobby, a prickle of unease crawled up Charles's spine. The receptionist, a woman with a smile strained thin as crepe paper, directed them to a room on the 13th floor. The elevator ride was an oppressive tomb, each floor chime resonating like a death knell. The room itself was opulent, a plush king-size bed, marble bathroom, panoramic view of the Pacific. But in the corners, shadows clung like malignant entities, and a faint, musky scent lingered, whispering of secrets best left undisturbed. Sarah, oblivious to the unease gnawing at Charles, sank into the bed with a sigh of relief. They were supposed to rekindle their spark, away from the pressures of work and their city's incessant demands. Charles joined her, but the tension between them, a growing chasm for months, refused to dissipate. They attempted conversation, forced laughter, but the room seemed to absorb their words, leaving only a thick silence in its wake. Sleep refused to come. Charles tossed and turned, his eyes drawn to the ornate mirror on the wall. In the moonlight, he saw not his own reflection, but a fleeting glimpse of a spectral figure, a woman with flowing dark hair and eyes that burned like embers. He blinked, his heart hammering against his ribs, but the vision was gone. Sarah stirred, murmuring in her sleep. Charles reached for her hand, but it was ice cold. He sat up, dread coiling in his gut. In the dim light, Sarah's face had lost its familiar contours, contorted into a mask of malevolent glee. Her teeth, once pearly white, now gleamed like bone in the moonlight. A scream ripped from his throat as Sarah, no longer his wife, but a twisted parody, lunged at him. Her touch was like ice, her nails digging into his flesh. He pushed her away, stumbling back against the wall, terror fueling his limbs. She hissed, a sound that seemed to vibrate the very walls, and lunged again. With a desperate shove, Charles sent her crashing into the ornate mirror. It shattered, raining down glass like a glittering snowstorm. In the fractured reflection, he saw not Sarah but the spectral woman, her body coalescing from the shards like a macabre puzzle. His own reflection, eyes wide with terror, seemed to scream a desperate warning. "Escape the mirror, Charles!" Fear turned to resolve. He grabbed a shard of glass, its edge a cruel glint in the moonlight. As the spectral figure formed, he lunged, plunging the shard into its translucent chest. A screech, ear-splitting and raw, pierced the night. The figure dissolved, fading back into the mirror's fragments. He collapsed, trembling, bloodied, but alive. Sarah, shaken awake by the commotion, knelt beside him, tears streaming down her face. As dawn painted the sky a delicate salmon pink, they checked out of the Sunstone Hotel, leaving behind the chilling memories of room 1313. San Diego, once a playground of sunshine and carefree laughter, now held the echo of screams and the glint of shattered glass. The city had become a constant reminder of the night they danced with the abyss and barely escaped its clutches. The experience fractured their relationship further, a fissure too deep to mend. Sarah found solace in therapy, seeking answers for the unsettling incident. Charles, haunted by the spectral reflection, sought refuge in work, burying himself in deadlines and spreadsheets. The warmth they once shared had irrevocably dimmed, replaced by a chilling distance, a constant echo of the horror they witnessed in the mirror's shattered remnants. Years later, Sarah, while cleaning their attic, stumbled upon a forgotten mirror, its edge chipped, its surface reflecting a distorted image. She froze, a memory stirring in the depths of her mind. Was it real, or just a phantom of a past trauma? She called Charles, her voice shaking, and together they stared into the broken reflection, forever bound by the chilling secret of a hotel room on the 13th floor, a reminder that sometimes the darkest corners of our world harbor horrors beyond our wildest nightmares. And on moonlit nights, when the shadows lengthen and the wind whispers on the city streets, some say they can still hear the faint echo of a scream, a chilling reminder of the room on the 13th floor, where a husband and wife danced with a terror that lingered long after they checked out. Story number 2. The flickering neon heart above their hotel door throbbed in an unnerving rhythm, casting stark shadows that danced across the plush honeymoon suite. John and Elizabeth, newly bound by vows and champagne bubbles, settled in, the city's distant hum a lullaby against the velvet curtain of the night. But this lullaby was soon to be replaced by a chilling aria of terror. As the clock crept past midnight, a spectral silhouette flickered from the corners of the room, coalescing into a woman. Her gown, once finery, hung in tattered shreds, clinging to a skeletal frame. Her eyes, blazing pits of hatred, locked onto Elizabeth, a macabre beacon in the gloom. Before John could even gasp, the woman lunged, claws tearing through Elizabeth's silk nightgown, painting it crimson against her pale skin. Panic choked John, but something ancient stirred within him, a memory whispered from his grandfather, a man steeped in the arcane. Rituals, chants against the unseen, danced in the dusty corners of his mind. He shoved Elizabeth behind him, her whimpers a counterpoint to the woman's chilling screech. His hands, slick with fear, ripped down the ornate drapes, weaving them into a makeshift bind, the fabric whispering secrets of forgotten rites. He remembered the scent of sage, the crackle of holy fire. Conjuring the image in his mind, fueled by love and desperation, a spark materialized in his palm, growing into a ball of white light that banished the shadows. It touched the woman, and she shrieked, dissolving into wisps of darkness, fleeing back into the abyss from which she came. Elizabeth, shaken but alive, clung to John. The room, once a haven of love, was now a battlefield, furniture overturned, air thick with the stench of sulfur and fear. But they had survived. In the pre-dawn light, they held each other, the silence heavy with unspoken questions. The honeymoon, meant to be a golden chapter, became a testament to their resilience. They left Manhattan, not with souvenirs, but with a shared trauma etched forever in their hearts. John, haunted by the encounter, delved into his grandfather's tomes, unlearning his comfortable ignorance, understanding the weight of what he had faced. Their lives shifted, forever tinged with the shadow of that night. Laughter returned, but it held a cautious edge, like a bird perched on a storm-battered branch. Yet, their love, though scarred, deepened, forged in the crucible of fear. They learned to dance with the ghosts of that night, their steps synchronized by shared memories and silent prayers. Years later, in their own haven, the city lights twinkling outside a window no longer haunted, John looked at Elizabeth, her eyes still holding a faint echo of terror. He held her hand, the memory of the incantation a silent mantra on his lips. The horror remained, a bitter note in their symphony of love, but they had faced it together, finding strength in the quiet corners of their hearts, in the whispers of ancient wisdom, and in the unwavering light of their love. For remember, dear reader, the monsters of the unseen don't always lurk in the shadows. They can slither through cracks in our reality, fueled by darkness and despair. But even in the face of unimaginable horror, courage can be found in the quiet corners of our hearts, in the love that binds us, and in the echoes of ancient wisdom. For sometimes the true battle lies not in banishing the darkness, but in holding on to the light together. Story number 3. Donna Marie stepped off the train in Washington, D.C., The crisp autumn air a welcome change from the cloying humidity of New Orleans. She was here for a research conference, but tonight all she craved was a warm shower and a comfortable bed. The Capitol Hill Inn, nestled in a quaint corner of the city, seemed perfect. Stepping through the creaking oak door, she was greeted by a musty aroma and a dimly lit lobby adorned with faded portraits of forgotten senators. Her room, located on the top floor, felt strangely oppressive. The wallpaper, a swirling pattern of crimson and gold, seemed to pulsate in the flickering lamplight. Donna Marie ignored the unease, unpacking her things and trying to focus on the upcoming conference. But as night deepened, an unsettling symphony of whispers arose from the walls. They were faint, undecipherable, yet filled with an undercurrent of despair. Sleep eluded her. Each rustle of the threadbare carpet, each groan of the ancient pipes sent shivers down her spine. The whispers intensified, forming into distinct phrases, pleas for help, murmurs of regret, the echo of a woman's anguished cry. Drawn by a morbid curiosity, Donna Marie traced the whispers to a section of peeling wallpaper behind the dresser. With trembling fingers, she tore it away, revealing a faded inscription carved into the plaster. Eliza, imprisoned by love and lies, forever bound to these walls. A chill that had nothing to do with the autumn air swept through the room. The whispers crescendoed, swirling around her in a vortex of grief and rage. Then, she saw her. A spectral figure, clad in a shimmering white gown, materialized within the exposed wall. Her face, etched with sorrow, locked eyes with Donna Marie. The inscription echoed in Donna Marie's mind. Eliza, trapped, yearning for release. Suddenly, the whispers shifted, urging Donna Marie to research Eliza's story. Driven by a strange compulsion, she spent the next day scouring historical records. She discovered Eliza, a young wife, imprisoned in the very room Donna Marie now occupied by her jealous husband, a powerful senator. He'd driven her mad with his control, and her final days were spent scribbling pleas for help on the very walls Donna Marie had exposed. Armed with this knowledge, Donna Marie returned to the room. The whispers were softer now, tinged with hope. She spoke to Eliza, promising to tell her story, to let the world know her pain. As she finished, a gust of cold air swept through the room, the spectral figure fading into the wallpaper, a single tear tracing its way down Eliza's translucent cheek. The whispers ceased. The oppressive atmosphere lifted. Donna Marie slept soundly that night, Eliza's story a heavy burden on her heart. At the conference, she presented Eliza's tale, her voice resonating through the sterile halls of academia. The story spread, unearthing long-buried whispers of Eliza's tragedy. Donna Marie left Washington, D.C. a changed woman. The whispering room had stripped away her naivety, replacing it with a profound empathy for the unseen stories that haunt the very places we inhabit. While Eliza's whispers had faded, her memory lived on, a testament to the enduring power of truth and the human spirit that yearns for release, even in the deepest silence. Remember, the real world holds its own share of beauty and wonder. Take time to appreciate the present, embrace the kindness of strangers, and create your own story, one filled with light and compassion. Our 3 true disturbing hotel room horror stories are over. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more horror stories. Thanks for watching.